Okay, here we've got in 1985 or 84, I think it's 85, Ewok on a Canadian card. It's not an Ewok, it's actually a DULOK Scout, but it doesn't say the name of the character on the card at all. It's a French and English Canadian card, so it's got the language in French, so from the TV series, and it's the same thing in French at the bottom, and then it's got Star Wars and La Guerre des Étoiles and the ages in French, and there's the DULOK Scout. So he comes with a sort of club, and he's got quite a large head, red eyes. So the only DULOK I don't have now is the King Gornish. The rest I've got, and I've got the two Ewoks as well. There weren't many figures in this range. This one's kind of nice because it's got the wrong coin with it. It's got the Lady Urga, or whatever her name is, coin. So that makes it a bit nicer. And all the Canadian cards didn't have pictures of a character on them, they just had the same generic cards. So here you've got a picture of Wicket and Nisa. Sad that I know these characters' names, but you know. So, and there's little Wicket as well up there as well. And the back of the card is the 6 figures that were available in the range. You've got Wicket, I've got that one, I've graded, I've got that one, which I've done a recent review of. That's the one I haven't got, the King. Then there's the Lady Agra, then there's the Scout, and the Shaman, DULOK Shaman. So if you've ever seen the Ewoks cartoons, then you know what I'm talking about. And then there's all the stuff that you could get with them. The Ewok Battle Wagon, the Ewok Village, or Treetop House, and then 2 accessories, the glider and the catapult. And so this is your Canadian carded Ewok figure. So I think all the other ones I've got are on US cards. So this is my first Canadian Ewok figure, and they're just as common as US cards. Should be no price difference between the two. So there you are. Okay, here we've got a Droids MOLL character on a Canadian card. So this is my first vintage Droids card on a Canadian card figure. I've got 2 others. I've got on the back it tells you I've got George Dusat and Jan Tosh, and I did a review of them a while back. So if you just want to see them. Well, I didn't really do a review of them. I just took loads of pictures of them and stuck it to music. So here, this is a MOLL. She's slightly rarer than those 2 characters, and it says on her coin that she's a freedom fighter, and it's on a Canadian card. So you've got Vlix in the background. He's like probably one of the most valuable Star Wars figures going, and he was only released in Brazil. So there you go. It's just like the Ewok figure I just showed you there. It's got the French and English languages, and then you've got the figure there, which is kind of, she looks quite chubby in this sculpt. Her neck looks quite flabby, as do her arms, and she comes armed with a Bespin blaster in grey, so that's this like squid head gun. So there you are. Bubbles on these cards tend to yellow. And then let's have a quick look at the back. So you've got this, in this series you could get 12 figures, including Boba Fett, which cost a fortune, and the A-Wing pilot. And some of these figures are quite tricky to track down. And then you've got in English and in French there. Okay, and the year at the bottom it says 1985. So that's your Droids figure. Okay, one more look at the Canadian Droids and Ewok figure, MOLL and the DULOK Scout. These figures didn't really sell very well, so after the Return of the Jedi line and the Power of the Force line, Kenner tried to keep Star Wars going, but by 1985 everyone was getting into computer games, and well, I certainly did, and so I lost interest. So these are the sort of the dying embers of the sort of vintage Star Wars line. Not everyone collects these. Some people don't consider these worth collecting. I've only recently started collecting these ones, so you know, and it's still not too expensive. Some are, I mean, like Vlixes cost a fortune, but some of these ones aren't too. They're not going to break the bank, as they say. So that's, and they're both Canadian. So these are both my first Canadian droids and my first Canadian Ewok. So there you are. Time to say